WDBFradio.com. WDBFradio.com. WDBFradio.com.
Stephen K, and this is Sports Talk with T. Hey, T.
Hi, Steve. How are we doing today?
Good. Boy, I'll tell you, football season and college season is here.
College football has officially begun. They started actually Thursday with our USF Bulls, who were in our backyard. They played at Raymond James.
And you know what? They look pretty good this year.
I text you. I guess you didn't realize they were playing because we were texting, and I said, well, I was watching USF, and you're like, what?
Yeah. Well, I was thumbing through the list of games that were this weekend because it was kind of crazy. It was a lot of cross Division II with Division I schools. And I don't know why they do that the first week, but at least they got it out of the way. So, now we go. But USF looked really good. I mean.
And they played Boise State, who's ranked number 25.
And Boise State has always been a solid football team.
Yep. They didn't look good. And Boise and USF did look good, and USF did expose Boise State. USF ended up beating Boise State 34-7. So they put some points up on the board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was good. I watched a little bit of that game. Had some other things going on, but what I saw is a vast improvement over last year.
Yeah, and that's what Alex Golash said. He said, we need to start the season out fast. You can't start your college football season out slow. And they did that, and they executed very well. Byram, the quarterback, he looked really good in this game too. I do believe they took him out at the beginning of the fourth quarter to put their second string in just to give him some reps.
Right.
So now next week is going to be a little bit bigger test for USF because they are headed up I-75 and they're going to the swamp.
Oh boy. Oh, and the Gators. Oh.
Yeah. So.
And our Florida teams, I have to say, all of them look a lot better than they did last year.
Yeah. Well, especially Florida State.
How about Florida State last night? Oh my!
I will say it was interesting. I did not watch this game. Maybe a few reps. I didn't watch.
But yeah, because you're a Gator.
Thank you. That is it. I did turn it on just to see what was going on.
That's
right. I think Jesse Palmer was actually calling the game for ESPN/ABC because it was on ABC. And he made a point of saying that Florida State needed to come out with some conviction.
Yep.
And he needed, because they only won 2 games last year. And they came in ranked, especially
They were not ranked.
Well, no, this year they came in unranked.
Unranked.
Last year they were ranked in the top 5.
Right.
They just had that horrible season.
And they were left over from that season where they got left out of the championship
playoffs.
So,
yeah, and they had that bitter pill in their mouth.
And that's right. And the whole year was a bad year.
It was a bad year. So Norvell, Mike Norvell, the coach at FSU, they had to make some, changes, which they've done. I thought the few plays that I saw, they looked better. Well, and the other thing was that this Alabama team is still trying to find itself without Nick Saban.
Yeah, and that was pretty much what the new quarterback for the Seminoles said.
Yeah.
This guy Castellano, he came in through the portal. And he
from
was
Miami, right?
No, Boston College.
Oh, Boston College.
He was beating up on him for 2 years, and they against Florida State because they're in the same, they were in the same division.
Yeah.
And so they got Castellano, and he was a little braggadocious to start with. He said, "Hey, Nick Saban ain't gonna save you." And he goes, "Don't." And so he was like intimidate him. There was a little bit of back and forth jawing going on. But the kid backed it up.
Yeah, he did.
He totally backed it up.
I saw the replay on that one touchdown he caught. Unbelievable throw by the quarterback, and what an unbelievable catch it was.
Yeah, Castellano is going to be the quarterback. Now, I think he's only got 1 year left that he can play. So I think
he burned some eligibility by going.
Well, he's already done 2 years with Boston College.
All right.
So.
I don't know
I don't know how, it depends. Everybody's different about the eligibility and all this stuff. You know what I came up with the other day? I saw, I forget, I think it was in the Alabama game. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the guys that were out there playing, some of them looked old. One of them looked like Canadian Dave. I looked at this guy, I had to look twice. And I'm going, well, you know, with all this free agency and portal stuff, and you can move from school to school, what happened? Is there age restriction? Why don't they bring in some old pros that didn't go to college?
Okay, so I do know there's no age restriction.
Really?
It's all based on
years in college.
college, yes.
Can you
Because
imagine
there,
that?
there was a 30, was it at Miami?
Yeah, there was an old guy that came back in.
32 years old. He had a year left of eligibility left to his football career, and he played.
Yeah,
So
Yep.
I don't know how all that works either.
I forget where that was. Yep, it was a.
But you know what you know the story I'm talking. This was
Yep.
last.
Yeah, it was
football
last
season.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So age doesn't quite matter. It just depends on if you have enough eligibility left on your contract, I guess, or
Yep.
or in your system. I don't know.
So to me, there was only really like 4 good games. I mean, the rest of the game, it's all fun here. You know, we're back to watching football again. It's college season, rah rah rah, but
So there were,
you know,
like you said, there
like
were,
today now, the University of Miami, Notre Dame. Now we're talking.
Now we're talking.
Yeah.
But even the 12 o'clock game, Texas and Ohio State, and you and I touched on this earlier. Texas came in the season ranked number 1. Ohio State came in 3rd. Ohio State's the reigning national championship.
Right. Why
National
were they
champion.
ranked 3? I don't understand.
I don't
that.
understand how they got that ranking. And all right, now that game.
Well, that's done by sports writers, isn't it? The rankings.
Well, there's 2 different rankings because you got the AP and then you got the coaches poll.
You got the coaches,
So
right?
you got
right.
2 different set of rankings, and then of course then in week 10 throw in the BCS ranking
Yeah.
for your college football playoffs.
So that'll
So
make a
this-
difference.
That and that's where it's at. The BCS is where it's at.
We're going to know a whole lot more in week 3.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because yesterday it wasn't really a good size them up
No.
when you're playing Division II schools, but it's a good
Once the
warm up
schedule,
for you.
yeah, once the schedule gets going and you start playing
Yep.
where you should be.
And
I
right,
mean,
and you start playing some real competition.
Right.
Yeah.
USF, they started off right. They played Boise State.
Right.
Texas and Ohio State played. I was shocked that they were playing week 1. Now we will say I watched that whole game. That was a defensive battle to the end
Yeah.
through the 3rd quarter. Arch Manning, all right, everybody's got him, because of his last name.
Yep. And they
being this-
think, well, yeah, it's like, oh, he's going to automatically come out there and be the.
But he's
next
his own.
guy.
All right, he's his own person.
Yeah.
They've done a number of features on this kid. He does. I mean, yeah, he's got the last name. He's got the pedigree.
Right.
And that's what it is. But that kid, it definitely beats to his own drum.
Right, he beats to his own drum, and they didn't have a whole lot of protection for him. He
No.
was running around. I mean, they need to get some pass protection for him for
Yeah.
sure. And but
And
I
the
will
first
I
half-
will say he handled the loss like a pro. I mean, he didn't come out there blame anybody.
No.
He goes, no, I just need to play a little better, and said it just like it was. What a down to earth guy.
Yeah,
he is,
exactly.
you
I
know?
mean,
I almost said kid, but these guys aren't.
well, he's
kids
21
anymore.
years old.
Yeah.
He's not. I mean,
You're
he's a
not
kid
kids
to us,
anymore.
but
Yeah.
he's not. He's not a kid.
Well, everybody's a kid,
Everybody. And the belief was last year. I mean, this is his first year as a starting quarterback.
Yep.
He's already been 2 years in the system. The belief was he was going to go in the NFL last year because everybody thinks he's NFL ready.
Yeah, no.
I mean, if you watch that game, all right, granted, football's a team sport, but you always look at the quarterback or you look at the receiver core. You
Right.
always pick a position. Yeah, he's not NFL ready,
He's not NFL ready.
and I think he knows that.
Yeah.
And I think that's why he's decided to come back to Texas. Now he's a starter. Now he knows what it feels like to start a game. And now they went right out and they started against Ohio State. They weren't against Division II. They were right in
That was
Division I.
almost like a setup. You know what I'm
was
saying?
definitely a
going,
setup.
Going in, everybody thought Arch Manning is at the top of the game. The Longhorns are going to be the team to beat this year and all that.
Well, guess what? They
Not
got
so
beaten
much.
week 1.
Not so much.
Now, obviously, next week they're not going to be playing anybody to that caliber. We got things
I
going
don't
on
know.
here.
There's
I don't
some
know.
news. Who knows?
All right, so let me I'll give you the Florida teams. I I can, actually,
Yeah.
you know what, though? Let me look here.
You
real
got them
quick.
on there?
I
Like,
got this pulled up.
what do we got
One
here?
second. All right, so next
I
week,
got somebody's roster.
yeah, so Texas lost 14-7. Okay, that was a defensive battle, folks, that
Yep.
low-scoring game. I mean, because there's some other games that were 55-0, and I mean, you weren't really playing a team in
Oh,
the
yeah.
Division One.
Some of them were just throw in the towel and go home.
Yeah, Texas plays San Jose State next week, so I'm expecting a blowout there.
Yep.
And Ohio State, same thing. They're playing Graham.
But you know what's interesting
Yeah,
is through the course of this porthole and everybody switching stuff.
the portal.
The porthole, yeah, porthole.
It's not a port. This ain't a ship.
Porthole, I call it. Which escape, you climb it, whatever. But yeah, the portal, if you if you're going to transfer, you can't really judge. If you look at a team that's been good for a long time, and then they lose some of their players in the portal, it's not going to be the same team. Same as some of these teams have been mediocre. They come in, they bring in their guys, and now you can't really base what the team's going to do this year on what they have done in the past because
No.
it's all different now.
And then you
the
also
players
got to
are
figure.
moving around.
And I heard Ohio State lost 12 seniors.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a whole new team.
that's right.
I mean, that's what you got to realize. You're not the portal. Yeah, the portal is what it is. People are coming in and out, but you also have players that are going into the NFL or they're graduating and their years of eligibility are up.
I'll tell you, the team, one of the games I watched yesterday was the Tennessee game.
Oh, that
Tennessee
was
is going to be, they're going to be
good.
tough this year.
And I thought
what
it was
a quarterback
strange.
they got.
Yeah,
too.
they got a really good quarterback. And I thought it was strange. I mean, they played Syracuse, which was not. I don't. They played in Atlanta. What is okay? Week 1.
Yeah, I don't know what that is all about.
Me
that they
neither.
have that, I don't know. I don't get that.
And Syracuse is in the ACC, so it's the SEC versus the ACC. So there's got to be some kind of.
They're just trying to bring
Contract.
a big crowd in there, I guess. I don't know.
Well, they got it. I mean,
the Central, yeah.
I mean, they definitely got it.
They loaded up. That was a good game.
Yeah.
Looking forward to the University of Miami Notre Dame today.
Yeah, that's a 7:30 game tonight.
That's tonight, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And then what was the other one? There's another one too.
Virginia Tech and South
Virginia-
Carolina.
Yep.
That's at 3:30 this afternoon.
Who won the Clemson game? I fell asleep last night. I couldn't take it anymore. The Clemson and
Clemson lost to LSU.
they did.
Yes.
They looked like they were charging down the road. Looked like they were going to.
17-10 for LSU.
Wow.
Now Clemson's got Troy next week, and LSU has Louisiana Tech next week. So
Louisiana Tech. That's where Terry Bradshaw went to school.
these are really.
Yep.
I didn't know that.
And Phil,
It's not Sims.
from Duck Dynasty. What's?
I don't know.
Oh God.
I've never watched Duck Dynasty, so I don't know.
All right. There you go. Total brain fart there.
Didn't he just die?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I knew who you're talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
Robertson.
Yeah. Phil Robertson.
There
Yep.
you go.
Yep. Louisiana
right.
Tech. They put out some good players.
Yes, they have. All right. So our wrap up for our Florida teams are Thursday night, like we said, USF hosted Boise State at Raymond James. They ended up winning 34-7. They, like I said, they're going up to Gainesville for a game on Saturday. UCF hosted Jackson State. They won 17-10. UCF did.
They should.
Yeah, I would think so. They are hosting North Carolina A&T next week. Florida hosted Long Island University. I turned this game off.
Now they're playing North Carolina with Bill Belichick. North Carolina.
No, North Carolina A&T.
A&T. Okay.
Yeah, not Bill Belichick's.
What's A&T stand for?
I don't know.
Agriculture and Technology.
Maybe.
I don't know. I'm just.
They have a
guessing.
football team and they're playing UCF next week.
All right.
Gators beat LIU 55-0. DJ Langway they sat him in the fourth quarter, which they should because you don't want to get injured at this. They're hosting USF next week at the Swamp. FSU beat Alabama 31-17, FSU is hosting East Texas A&M next week. And then, of course, the last Florida team, Miami, is hosting Notre Dame tonight at 7:30.
Ooh.
And then they got Bethune-Cookman coming in next Saturday. So a
Bethune
lot of
Cookman.
the Bethune-Cookman. A lot of these games for week 2 seem to be a little bit more cupcake games, definitely out of their divisions. A lot of these teams come in, folks, to get the experience, and it's a payout for them. Like Long Island University, I'm pretty sure probably got $1 million for their travels to the Gators yesterday. But that helps their athletic department,
Well, right.
and that's really
and
what
that's
it's
what
about.
it's.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why they do it so early in the year to give
That's
them
the only reason
to
they do
get
it in
them
early.
to
Yeah.
get them rolling.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
So if it works out, God bless them.
Yeah. Sometimes it doesn't.
All right.
More times it doesn't. All right. So our top.
One more thing.
Yeah.
I watched the Colorado game the other night.
Oh yeah, definitely. They miss Scheider.
Yeah.
They definitely and Travis Hunter.
Right.
They definitely don't have the explosiveness that
Right.
they had.
Now, Coach Prime said that he thinks this team's better than last year's team. And in some ways, I could see it around the edges that they
Yeah.
are. They're going to be fun to watch.
Right.
You know.
They did make a game. I end up losing.
Yep.
But they did come back to make a game of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. Anyway,
Yeah.
that was basically how,
Yeah.
For me, that was the start of the college season.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, and then this Sunday, today's the last NFL free Sunday until February. Just to let
Yep.
everybody know.
That's right. It all starts next week, and we got a little bit.
Yeah, we got some.
Let me see, what time is it?
It's 10:17.
We're going to have to take a break here in a minute.
Yeah, let me
So,
run down.
Finish
some
up the college.
Yeah, we're gonna do the top 10. So we already talked about Texas and Ohio State. Penn State beat Nevada. They're the number 2 seed right now, 46-11. We talked about Clemson getting beat by LSU. They're your 4 seed. Georgia dominated Marshall 45-7. They're your 5 seed. Your 6 seed Notre Dame is playing this evening against the 10 seed Miami. Oregon, your 7th seed, beat up MTST, and I don't know who that is, 59-13. MTST. I just can't think of that right off the top of my head. We talked about the 8th seed Alabama getting beat. They got beat handily by FSU 31-17. And then, of course, LSU in the 9th seed beat Clemson. So there's going to be definitely some jockeying in your top 10 after this week, because obviously number 1 Texas lost. Your number 4 Clemson lost. Yeah, so we're going to see some definitely jostling. And then we'll see what happens with Miami and Notre Dame, because they're both in the top 10 also.
Yep. That's going to be a really
That
good-
should be a really good game tonight, folks.
Because, I don't even know who they got for a quarterback this year. University of Miami,
I'm not sure yet.
with Cam Ward going to
Yeah.
the Titans. So it'll be interesting, because they lost a lot of seniors last year too.
Yeah, I mean, the turnover in college, football is
Basically every 4 years,
Years, yeah.
and if you're in that cycle,
Yeah.
you remember how last year's. Well, we'll talk about this when we get to the NFL. But remember how last year there was a shortage of quarterbacks
Yes.
in the NFL because people were getting hurt and all this.
yeah.
This year,
There's a surplus,
there's too many quarterbacks.
and that's usually what happens.
That's
too.
what happens,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, you go through that
It goes
little
through a
cycle.
cycle, yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yep.
So.
All right, let's take our first break. When we come back, we're going to talk about
Well, we got to
the
talk about
cuts.
got to talk about the cuts, and then we got to talk about this trade that Jerry Jones felt he needed to do.
Yeah, we're going to get into that one.
Yeah.
The answer to that question is yes, we are having a good time.
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are. We're back at it. And we're going for it. And football is here. How about that? All right, let's talk about when it came down to cut time. We knew that, I think for the Buccaneers, it was kind of sad. And Kyle Trask, they let him go.
After 4 seasons.
Has it been 4 seasons? I
Yeah.
thought it had only been 2.
No, so he backed up Tom Brady for 2, and now he's backed up Baker Mayfield. Unfortunately,
He's not fast enough on the release.
yeah, and Jason Like even said it had more to do with experience too. When you sign Teddy Bridgewater, who's a 12-year vet,
Yeah.
I mean that's
He's played with everybody.
right. I
Yep.
mean, I hope Kyle gets another job. As of right now, I haven't seen anything about Kyle Trask.
No.
You know, so I mean, he's got 4 years. I mean, 4 years behind Tom Brady. I mean, 2 years behind Tom Brady. Excuse me.
Well, look at the tutelage that he got.
That's
You
what
know
I'm
what I
saying.
mean? But the problem with Trask, he's a good, solid quarterback. His problem was he held the ball just a split second too long.
Yeah.
And that's something you get into that habit. I don't know how you get rid of it.
No, I don't
You know
either.
what I mean? It was like,
And it's almost like you talk about with the quarterback sliding. Like, how do you get Tua Tagovailoa down in Miami not to slide head first?
yeah.
Because he's been doing it for so long.
That's right.
And the
And
same thing with
it's a
Kyle
habit.
Trask and his release.
That's right.
That's what he was been
He
taught.
looked when he goes out there and he
Yeah.
overlooks the crowd and he takes his time. He should already know where he's going. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And he has a slow arm release. He winds up and throws the ball. Where you see somebody like in the old days, the guy that brings it to mind is Dan Marino, the fastest release. You
Yeah.
throw from the elbow.
Right.
So you get rid of it fast instead of this wind up throw.
Correct.
You know?
Right.
And Tagovailoa has learned that too.
Right.
He is probably in playing in all of NFL right now. Tagovailoa probably has the fastest release of
release, yeah.
anybody. So, you know, that's makes a big difference. That split second will make the difference between a linebacker being in that lane, covering that throwing lane, and not.
Right.
And so that's where the problems that they had.
Yeah.
You know, but they did keep. Well, of course, they got Teddy Bridgewater. They decided to only go with 2 quarterbacks this year. They're not having 3 quarterbacks. So
Kyle Trask may get a phone call.
yeah, he may get a phone call to come back.
Now, Baker has not missed a game in 2 years with the Bucks.
Yep.
So he's stayed pretty healthy.
He hasn't missed a game, but he's missed a few plays here and there.
Right.
And that's what you got, a guy like Teddy Bridgewater that comes in. If I was Baker Mayfield, I'd be worried. Now, Bridgewater's a little older.
Right.
But I would be worried about him coming in there if he got hurt and Bridgewater coming in there and smoking you.
Right.
Because they're two about on the same level of
Right.
play,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. Other notables that the Bucks released, rookie defenseman lineman Desmond Watson. They also released Bryce Hall, a veteran cornerback, defenseman lineman Nash Hutman, Nick Jackson, and also a linebacker. No surprise, they released Shiloh Sanders. Now, from what I've been reading from 2 or 3 different websites here, the incident where he punched the other player,
Yep.
that was just the icing on the cake, folks.
He got ejected, yeah.
Yeah. He was already on the bubble to begin with, so that just kind of cemented the fact that he was going to be released. So that wasn't really the deciding factor, but I mean, ultimately,
Yeah.
it didn't help the situation.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
But I think that was the icing on the cake. You know, but it was like a courtesy. They gave him a shot. And, you know, he acted up, and that was the end of it.
Yeah, I mean, but like I said, he was still on the bubble before that, so he may not have even made it had he not.
Now, the other Sanders brother
Oh, he's
made the Cleveland team, and he's second string quarterback.
all right. He should have.
Yeah.
They drafted him.
Yeah, well,
It's a little bit different when you get drafted.
well,
Shiloh Sanders was
yeah, but they drafted him on the back end of the
right,
draft.
but Shiloh was not drafted. He just got invited to training camp,
Right.
so it's a little bit different.
Yeah, he
situation.
was undrafted,
Yeah,
right.
so.
And, yeah, that's going to be interesting. So it's going to be Joe Flacco at Cleveland with a backup of Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah, because Deshaun Watson's hurt
Yeah.
again.
Well, Deshaun Watson, it doesn't look like. They got him on the depth chart in 4th.
Yeah.
They actually have 5 quarterbacks.
Yes, they do,
Yeah, yeah.
which is ridiculous.
But I think one of them's on the IR. They put I think Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, he's on the IR.
He's on the IR.
Yeah, exactly,
So
yeah.
he doesn't count. That doesn't count against the roster.
No.
And the way it goes, so everybody knows, you can have 16 players. So when you have 90, you come and you cut them down to 53. Out of the 90 that you cut, you can put 16 in the taxi squad,
Okay.
in a practice squad.
Right.
16 can go over there. They can play all year long. You can pull them out and play them whenever
Right.
you want.
Yeah.
You know, as long as you put them on the roster, I think they have to be notified by Wednesday of the week or whatever that they're going to play.
Okay.
So,
And then you have to move
And
it
then-
around for
and
salary cap and things like that too.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And so the on injured reserves, you can put 4 guys on injured reserves. You can have 4 on injured, but you can only bring back 2.
Right.
So you
the-
can't use those things up.
Right. So the Bucks pulled Godwin and Tristan Wirfs off of injured reserve. They put them on the 53.
They put them on the roster.
They are not going to see the field probably for the first month, either one.
Right.
Of them.
They first week in October that they
Yeah, exactly.
anticipate.
Yeah.
So, but that was the reason for that. So you don't use up your IRs. If they
Right.
put them on IR and they brought them both back, then you've used them up for the year.
Right. And you can't do that going into the
No,
season.
no, no.
You've got to be very
because
careful.
you're going to need those guys at the end of the season.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
These feet are getting in the way.
Yeah.
Man, okay. Yeah, that's that. All right. So
And so Thursday night, we're just sitting around, man, Thursday afternoon, and all of a sudden the bomb drops.
the bomb drops,
And it was a bomb, folks.
I just happened to walk in here when it said breaking, and it came up on the screen. I mean, you thought something really bad had
Okay,
happened.
and can I tell you something? I was listening to my hockey channel because they're doing team previews right now on my hockey channel, so I'm listening to it. And all of a sudden, now the one guy I listened to, I think he's a Pittsburgh Steeler fan because they're out of Canada, and the other guy is a diehard Green Bay Packer fan. And the one guy said, "Well, I think we lost the co-host because he's going over there to get drunk because Green Bay just traded for Micah Parsons." All
Yeah.
right, Mike, I'm driving and listening to this. I'm like,
well,
oh
this
my
has
God.
been an ongoing saga for a while.
Okay, so the saga, and this is the thing, they were.
Well, let's just say what happened.
Micah Parsons did not participate in preseason because he wanted a new contract.
Right.
He
He
got
wanted to be traded. He told him that back in May.
exactly. Jerry Jones does things on Jerry Jones's timeline, folks. And when we say it's Jerry Jones's world and we're just living in it, here's a prime example. Now, the latest offer from the Cowboys was 5 years and $202 million. Parsons rejected that. I don't really know what he was looking for.
That's where did you get that? Because the story I heard is that's not the deal.
I just reading it from The Athletic.
Okay, that's the deal I heard, and Jerry Jones they were talking about it yesterday pregame. It was $40 million on top of his salary that he already had now.
Okay, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But nothing like he was going to get. They wanted to give him another $40 million, and that on top of his salary he was getting now.
Right.
He wanted to rewrite the whole contract.
Yeah.
All right, which would probably ended up being $200 million. Okay, compared to what it was. Then Jerry Jones, they came to Jerry Jones and said, "Okay, we're looking good. Now let's start negotiating." They've been negotiating since April.
Right.
Jerry Jones thought he had a handshake with Micah Parsons. The week before, in the one of the games, Micah Parsons' mother was with Jerry Jones in the skybox, and watched the whole game with him.
Right. So
it was up in the air.
Yeah.
Jerry Jones was totally flabbergasted when they wanted to start renegotiating all over again. He said, "Go ahead." And all other teams have been wanting to trade for him and all this
Right.
stuff for long. So come out of the blue, they didn't know this deal was already in the works.
Yep. So,
$186 million.
well, here, let me tell you. They traded, Green Bay traded defensive tackle Kenny Clark and their next 2 first-round picks. I don't think that's a lot to give up for Micah Parsons for what he does. Parsons signed a 4-year deal at $188 million, $136 million guaranteed. So he broke the record for pass rusher. He's getting $47 million. He's the highest paid non-quarterback in the
That's
league
right
now.
He's the highest. No, that's right. Highest paid defensive player ever.
Green Bay's chances to win the Super Bowl just went up tremendously.
Just went up, and you know why? And here's the.
And he's only
here's the
26
short-
years old. He's only 26 years old too.
But he's got some injury problems. So,
Yeah.
But here is the thing that Jerry Jones. I don't know if He traded him to a team that is in his own division.
And they play September 28th.
Why wouldn't you?
We don't even have to wait.
I could see trading them if you wanted to trade them. If you
Yeah.
wanted to go that route. Now they've got four first round picks next year,
Right.
which 2 of their own and 2 that they traded for.
Right.
So that's what they were thinking. He was thinking this was the Herschel Walker deal of all time, just like another.
Yep, yep.
But it really isn't, because it depends on how you draft.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know what I mean? And most of the times when you draft, you don't end up with what you think you're going to end up with.
No, exactly.
But why wouldn't you trade him to an AFC team? That would make way more sense. You get the money, he's gone, you get the players,
And you don't have to play them.
and you don't have to play him, and at least not until Super Bowl.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
makes no sense to me, folks.
No.
But I see the other side. I see Jerry Jones's side is how much longer is he going to be healthy? We signed
Yeah,
this
and-
deal, and you know what I mean.
Right.
And he obviously didn't want to play with him anymore.
Yeah. And the thing is that the offer that Green Bay gave him was obviously enough that Jerry Jones just couldn't ignore it anymore.
Right. Well, no, he said
And
go.
no one else was given him first rounders, apparently, then, is what I can gather.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Well, it'll be good to watch, though. Wait till that game when they. Now, let me tell you, the guy they traded for, Kenny Clark. He's no slouch, man.
No, Kenny Clark's
now
a good
he's
player.
a guy, and what they wanted was Micah Parsons is not a guy that they put in for the run.
No.
He's not a great run tackler, but he's a great pass rusher. Probably he's the best in the NFL, really,
Right.
as far as coming after you if you're a quarterback. You know, Green Bay will love that. But what the Dallas Cowboys didn't do last year was they couldn't stop the run.
No.
No, everybody was running all over the top of them.
They're gonna run all
so
over
they
him
take
now.
Parsons out of the play half the time anyway, and they put in a passer.
Yeah.
With Kenny Clark in there is a good pass
Right.
rusher. So I mean a good run defenseman.
Yeah. And I guess the thing is that it's not a good look for Jerry Jones in Dallas because last year it was CeeDee Lamb that held out for a new contract.
And
The year before that, it was Dak Prescott.
that's right.
So Jerry Jones likes, and I want to say he's playing a game.
Well, he waits till the last second to try to get the best deal he can.
Right, exactly.
But
so it's
those
just-
deals have been wrapped up. He's
Yeah.
got Dak Prescott and he's got CeeDee Lamb. Now they're going to try to. How this all started years ago was when they got Micah Parsons from Alabama, right? That was when Dan Quinn was there. And then they
Mm-hmm. Yes.
were trying to build the whole team around Micah Parsons and have this defensive juggernaut.
Right.
Well, Dan Quinn's not there anymore.
And I think that's the other thing. Too. You've got some
people
coaching
come and go.
changes coming in Dallas too. They're making changes because Jerry Jones wants to go to the Super Bowl every year. I mean, every team does.
Yeah.
But they just have not been the Cowboys in the last 5 seasons. Would you say that they have been in previous seasons?
No, they haven't been the Cowboys for 10 years.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And they need to get back to that.
That's right.
Yeah. So Jerry Jones thinks he did. I mean, I will tell you, he got vilified on every sports network for doing what he did.
But the way that Micah Parsons' team negotiated this thing was I don't blame Jerry Jones from saying
No,
and
exactly.
and walking away from it.
Right.
you know?
Because at some point you got to say, you know what, I got to do what's best for my team
That's right.
and not for the player.
That's right.
And then the player's
And
got to deal with what's best
and
for him.
it is a team sport. You
Yes,
know?
exactly.
You know, and just putting all the pieces together, what a nightmare. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
just, God, I'd keep you up at night if you were a general manager trying to figure all these things out, you know?
Oh, yeah. They get paid enough; they can stay up all night.
Yeah, they could stay up all night. You don't care. All right, let's take a break. We come back. We got some car racing that's happening right now. Formula One's going on over in Holland, and we'll let you know what's going on.
Yeah, we're in lap 70. F1 stop. They're off for their summer break.
Piastri is in the lead.
No, and Verstappen's second,
Verstappen second. Lando Norris just crashed and went out.
and Charles Leclerc crashed and went
And
out.
Leclerc
And
went
so
out.
did Hamilton.
Yep. So the Ferraris are gone, and we'll be back. One over in Holland just ended, and Oscar Piastri won it. And Verstappen came in second. And one of the developmental drivers from, is it Red Bull?
Yeah.
It's a Red Bull development team, I
yeah,
believe. It's a Hedjar. He came in third.
Yeah.
So how about that one?
Yeah,
Well-
he's got the Red Bull hat on, helmet on.
Yep. He's part of the Red Bull, Jill.
Yeah, exactly.
So anyway, we'll see how that shakes out
Yep,
next
he's a
year.
rookie.
Yeah, a total rookie gets third place. That's unreal. To get on a podium in Formula One once
Yeah,
is something.
it's something, yeah.
You know what I mean?
And Verstappen is back on the podium in second this week, and
Yep.
he has not been on the podium in a while.
No, he hasn't been running good.
And first, second, or third. So
That's right. That was why the rumors were floating around that he was going to go to Cadillac,
Yeah.
an American team next year, but
No.
not so much.
not so much.
Not so much.
I don't think he's going anywhere.
He's
from
not going. No, he announced they had a thing before the race, and he said no, he's staying
Yeah,
with
and-
Red Bull. He likes the development over there,
Right.
So they'll be good.
And the other big rumor this week was that Christian Horner was also going to be over in the
The
Cadillac.
Red Bull's former manager.
They
yeah,
Cadillac put a kibosh on that real quick.
Yeah.
That's not happening.
that's not happening. All right. Well, last week today is the last IndyCar. They wrap up their season for good
They're
today.
in Portland, I do believe.
Today in Nashville, but last week they were in the Milwaukee Mile, and boy, was that something.
Yeah.
A new winner. Here we go. How
Yes,
about
there
this?
was a new winner.
A new winner. Hard to believe,
Yeah.
but this is how it went.
There, you got two cars between yourself.
You don't have to pass anybody else.
That is what Packy's saying. It'll be 2 to go on the line.
2 cars between himself and the champion, 1 car ahead of him, and then a clear track. He doesn't have to do anything now with 2 to go other than keep his nose clean
He was
and
passing
bring
lap
this thing
cars.
home for a first ever win.
I got sweaty palms. He's still trying. He's still pushing there on Stingray Rob. Meanwhile, Alex Palou has not made any headway behind.
What a drive, James.
What a drive indeed, guys. Remember, he had that speeding penalty, went back to the tail end of the lead lap cars, and he had to do all of his work on the racetrack.
Coming into this weekend, there was a feeling that we could have a first-time winner. And it's going to be one of the most electrifying drivers that we have in the NTT IndyCar Series. He's a USF 2000 champion. He's an Indy Pro 2000 champion. An Indy Next champion. And with 1 corner to go, Christian Rasmussen is now an IndyCar race winner.
First time winner, Christian Rasmussen. You've seen him all season long. He's fast, and he put the car in places where most people won't put the car. And he was so fast driving around the outside last week. I couldn't believe it. He was passing cars, and what you heard in the piece there was he's got 2 cars in front of him and this and that. Well, those were lap cars he was passing, and so his
Are you
crew
supposed
chief.
Are you supposed to do that?
Well, yeah, because the guys behind you will catch you.
Yeah,
the lap
okay.
cars will slow you down. The guys will catch
Yeah,
you.
okay.
So you want to put those lap cars in between you and the guy that's chasing you.
Makes
And
perfect sense.
so his crew chief was telling him, you don't have to pass anybody more. You're good. Don't
good,
quit
yeah.
passing. Because every time he passed somebody, they thought they were going to wreck.
Yeah.
Holy cow. Here's Christian Rasmussen for his first win afterwards.
And his girlfriend Maria, who is also a racer himself, former USAC short track racer, here to greet Christian Rasmussen, who uses the fresh Firestones to drive through the field. So many drivers have been talking about your style, saying it won't last. What do you have to say about that, and how did you get to the front?
Well, our ovals has been pretty good this year, so if it doesn't last, I don't know. But no, today was amazing. We were talking about before the race that if there's a late caution, then we want to go on new tires because it's just such an advantage. So there was more people that did it than I thought there would the last stint, but it was definitely the right choice. I mean, we were so good on new tires, even compared to other cars on new tires. So, wow, that's a good day. It's a good Sunday.
Yeah, boy. And so, like I said, they're going to be in Nashville today, and that'll be good, 2 o'clock.
Nice.
End of the season.
End of the season.
Yep. And then we'll have a little drama afterwards to see if Will Power will stay with Penske or whether David Malukas will come in and where they'll go. We'll see. There'll be some driver
driver movement, yeah.
Yep, after today. All right, last night, the Xfinity were out in a road race, and because the NASCAR guys are in Darlington today. Vander Gisbergen. What's his name? Van Ginsbergen.
Easy for you to say.
Shane Van Ginsbergen. Yeah.
Yes.
He couldn't race in this race. Otherwise, you'd have seen him up at the front of
Right.
this road race. And this is how it went last night in the Xfinity.
What an incredible
Yeah, how come
ending to this
it's
race.
that quiet
Yes.
track?
Just made all the right moves there, was calm and collected through all the chaos that was occurring down into turn one, made the right decision to go through the A-frames. That net in the lead because of so much congestion happening down into turn two.
Great day for William Sawalich. Sanchez is up there. The top four, all rookies. And they're led by the one that has dominated this season, Connor Zilic. Swept the stages, got the fastest lap of the day, looking for max points, and to put an exclamation point on an opportunity to win the regular season championship as a first-year driver. Down the back straightaway for the final time to turn 10.
Through all the chaos, the rightful fastest car of the day gets back to the lead, and that is Connor Zilic.
Eights are wild in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Win 8 for driver 88. Connor Zilic is a phenom. He takes it at Portland.
Yes, sir. Connor Zilic, what a crazy race. It was restarts a couple times, and he led the whole race, but every time there was a caution come out when they have to do a restart, you can only stay up there for, after about the third restart, Austin Hill came up, and you know how Austin Hill
Yes.
crash you.
Right.
So he came up there and squeezed him into the corner, and Austin Hill took the lead. Another crash came up toward the end of the race. Another restart, and then Connor Zilic got the lead back there. And boy, he dominated. Here he is afterwards.
Closing laps, what was the most important thing for you to do right to end up here?
I guess cut the track. I don't know. So proud of this WeatherTech Chevrolet team. I think this is our 4th win with WeatherTech on the car, and it's got a W on the hood. So no better thing to do than win with it. So yeah, it was really cool. Our car was as fast as Xfinity Mobile all day, and to come back 2 weeks after collarbone surgery, it hurt, but it hurt so good. So here we go. Yeah.
Right on cue.
Hurts so good. So yeah, it's awesome, man. So proud of this 88 team. It's been such a fun year, and let's go get ourselves a championship.
When he got out of the car, he took the net and folded it inside the door. So that's, he got hung up. He's
Yes.
the one that fell off the roof of the car.
Right, and knocked himself out.
Knocked himself out, broke his collarbone. Holy cow. I was going to play here real quick. We got Piastri at the end of the race. Want to pick up on his interview here real quick?
Yeah, let's see there he is. Here's Oscar. He started in first and he finished in first.
How must that feel? It feels good, obviously. I feel like it's a pretty hard act to follow Isaac standing up here, so I'll try my best. But I controlled the race when I needed to, and obviously it was incredibly unfortunate for Lando at the end. But felt like I was in control of that one and just used the pace when I needed to. And there was a bit of a different race to 12 months ago. So very happy with all the work we've done to try and improve around here, and very satisfied to come out on top.
Yeah, last year you struggled a little bit here. What did you change to have the success and the win here?
Nothing special, just trying to improve everywhere we can. And, the start of this weekend was looking like a difficult one, and managed to get it together in qualifying. And then, I was happy with the pace I had today. So, very, very happy. Obviously, a couple of safety cars that spiced it up a little bit, and we weathered it all. So I'm very proud of the whole team. And it wasn't just myself that improved to get here. It was with the whole team around me, and without them, none of this is possible. So it's a big team effort.
I think it's
all right. Let's break away from the car racing real quick. And you got some tennis action, don't you?
Well, we got tennis. We got a little. Let me do golf real quick.
Okay.
Golf ended up its season last week with the Tour Championship in Atlanta at East Lake Golf Club. Tommy Fleetwood came in leading the tournament. Now, we all know what Tommy Fleetwood does when he's leading after 54 holes.
Choke.
He didn't choke this week. He actually won 18 under and because there's more points in the FedEx standings on the Tour Championship, he actually won the FedEx Cup. It took him 164 career starts, 44 top 10 finishes, and 6 runner-ups for him to finally win. This was his first tournament win, folks, on the PGA.
Wow.
So then he ends up winning the Tour Championship. Then he ends up winning the FedEx Cups for $10 million. What a time to break out.
Wow. Yeah, that's a good time.
Yeah.
Well, better than never, you know.
Well, at least, I'm not sitting here saying, well, Tommy Fleetwood choked again.
No, maybe.
I'll tell you what.
And let me tell you something, once you break past that choking, once, you don't do it anymore.
No, exactly. And I will tell you, I watched a lot of the golf last Sunday. He looked different to me. His composure, his mindset or something. He just, I don't know, maybe just said, you know what, let's just go out and play golf. Let's forget about everything else. You know what I mean? And trust me, the leaderboard, he was up and down on that leaderboard, but not like he had been in past weeks. So, congratulations to Tommy Fleetwood on the FedEx Cups. And we got Ryder Cup action coming up in 3 weeks, too. We'll be talking about. I did not write down the selections that Keegan Bradley did.
How about Keegan Bradley?
Not even selecting himself.
Taking himself off the team. Well, he's just not going to play. He's the captain.
Yeah.
And I thought that was pretty good. Now, there's a couple other people, Tiger and a few other people, thought that he should have put himself on. So did the president. Trump said he thought he should put himself on.
And Keegan Bradley, he's been playing well too in the last 4 weeks.
But he didn't think he was playing well enough.
I agree. He said, I want to give this team the best chance to win, and sometimes I don't play consistent golf. All right, give the guy a ton of credit for realizing his faults.
That's right, and then he could put another player in his position and still be the captain.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's perfect.
I thought that was what he did was great.
Yeah, that's a class act.
Yeah, so the U.S. Open, I have been watching the U.S. Open all week, folks. It's been very enjoyable. Carlos Alcaraz basically turned heads literally the other day. He showed up at Arthur Ashe Stadium with his head shaved. It didn't really matter with his performance because he just keeps rolling along. And Djokovic is looking good too. I'm gonna tell you, Jannik Sinner had yesterday. He fell his first set, but he ended up winning.
I watched that match the other night with Djokovic and Norris.
Yeah,
that was a good match.
That was a good.
That was really good.
Yeah.
I mean, that could have gone either way.
Yeah,
that was close.
Yeah, Djokovic is still hanging on.
Yep.
He's teetering as to what he's doing next season. I would assume the outcome of the U.S. Open is going to have some effect. I don't know if he's going to retire.
You can kind of tell he's a little bit more friendly than he used to be because he's like
big time.
Yeah, and he's having fun with the fans and doing crazy. Because he knows he's almost done.
He's almost done. He's won a lot of majors. You want to win more majors, of course. That's the ultimate goal in life, folks.
Yeah.
But he's definitely a changed human being, I would say.
Yeah, he's a lot nicer.
Yeah, he used to be a jerk.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't stand him.
Oh yeah.
I was always rooting against them.
But I think we're going to see Alcaraz and Sinner around for a long time.
Those are your number 1 and 2 right now.
Those are guys. Yes. That's going to be like McEnroe and Connors.
And it's going to be like Nadal and Federer.
Right.
There's your next two right there for the next 10 years.
That's right.
Because they're only 21, 22 respectively.
That's right.
So,
all right, folks.
We're out of time. Enjoy your week. Enjoy your college football. And next week we got NFL games starting on Thursday.
WDBFradio.com. WDBFradio.com. WDBFradio.com.